and welcome to Safety Shorts. Whether you're listening in for a toolbox talk or just tuning in to see what's new and reflect on safety, we hope our episodes are the perfect bite-sized portion to fit in your day. From this series, you can expect to hear about safety tips and best practices, learn about new ideas, and most of all, listen to safety stories from our industry guests and hear about their lessons learned. Hi, I'm Emily Hargrove, Director of Occupational Health and Safety for NSSGA. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Safety Shorts. Today, I'm happy to welcome NSSGA's new Director of Membership Growth and Engagement, Kelly Kanaras, to share her safety story. Kelly, thanks for joining me.
It's really great to be here, Emily.
Kelly, you actually have a background in the infrastructure sector. Have you worked on safety issues before in the past?
I have, yes. I worked for almost 11 years at the National Asphalt Pavement Association. And one of the projects that I worked on while I was there, and the source of my safety story, was the Watch for Us campaign.
Can you tell me more about that campaign?
Yeah, I'd love to. Every year, ATSA, the American Traffic Safety Services Association, puts on a week that's called the National Work Zone Safety Awareness Week. This week is used to bring awareness to the problem of accidents in road construction work zones that are due to distracted and aggressive driving. Unfortunately, each year there are people who go to work in a work zone and they don't come home because someone took the time to answer a text that could have waited. These people are not just people who work in work zones. They're someone's father, their mother, their sister, brother, partner, or child. And unfortunately, in 2022, 891 lives were lost in roadway work zones. So my story is, while I was working at Napa, I was invited by one of our members to visit an asphalt plant in a work zone. And I drove with their safety director out to a highway work zone, and I stood side by side with a flagger while he directed traffic in the work zone. And it was, to say the least, an eye-opening experience. I cannot even begin to tell you what it's like to stand in one lane of a highway while there's traffic flying past you at 65 or more miles per hour. These people, sometimes they don't slow down. It feels like they don't care. You see people, they're looking at their cell phones while they're driving, and it is an incredibly vulnerable feeling because you know in your mind it only takes 1 second of them looking away to answer a text, and they hit you, and someone doesn't go home at the end of the workday. And honestly, no text is worth that. Stats show us that at 55 miles per hour, your car can travel the length of a football field in 5 seconds. So a lot can happen in that time. So with this Watch for Us campaign, they post on social media, Napa, all year long regarding work zone safety and the dangers of distracted driving. But during National Work Zone Safety Awareness Week, they go all out with it. There is a section of the Watch for Us website that has testimonials that you can listen to, and these testimonials are so compelling. It's all people that have been touched by distracted driving in work zones. There's a story about a guy who fell asleep at the wheel of his car and he ran into the back of a roller. Another man tells a story about a pickup truck that ran into a paver and pinned the paver operator between the paver and the screed. And this guy lost his leg. These stories bring home the reality of what can happen if people drive distracted in a work zone.
That must have just been an absolutely incredible experience to be out on the road like that. Did that change how you drive or view work zones, kind of not just from a business professional standpoint, but in your personal life?
It really did. I mean, I think that all of us have felt this way when we're driving and we're trying to get somewhere and you come across a work zone and we really just look at it as an annoyance. And the logical part of us is saying these people are just out here doing their job and they're making the roads better for us, which is great. But I did view that definitely as an annoyance. But since this campaign and since being out there in that work zone and talking to the work zone people that are out there every day, I'm realizing these are people, and these are people that they're just trying to make a living for their family and for themselves. And like I said, they're somebody's loved one. Somebody really, really cares if that person comes home at the end of the day. And so it definitely did change my attitude, because I realized they deserve to go home at the end of the day.
That is such an important reminder. Our members experience work zones every day, both as part of their jobs and as drivers in their personal lives. And we all share the responsibility to slow down, eliminate distractions, and watch out for the people working just feet away from that traffic.
Absolutely. Totally agree with you there.
Kelly, thank you again for sharing your story and helping us put a human face on work zone safety. To our listeners, remember, when you see those work zone signs, please slow down, stay alert. No text, call, or moment of distraction is worth a life. Thank you for tuning into Safety Shorts. Till next time, I'm Emily Hargrove. Stay safe.